Hey everyone, it's Chelsea. Welcome back to the Sewing Studio. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can make this really nice journal or notebook cover out of fabric. You might have a notebook like this that you don't really like the cover of, or it doesn't match the rest of your aesthetic. So it's a nice option to be able to cover it with a fabric. It's maybe more neutral or a print that you really love. For this project, you want to find a medium to heavyweight fabric that has some nice structure to it. I'm using this thick gray canvas material. You can also use a thinner fabric and just add a stabilizer to the layer like this, and then that will make the fabric thicker. Start by plugging in your iron and iron out any wrinkles that you might have in your fabric. Next, you want to fold your fabric in half and then place the notebook on top to take some measurements. You want to cut 1/2 from the edge from the top and the bottom of the notebook, and then 6 inches from the edge on the side. You also want to cut a pocket piece to be 6 inches long by 4 inches wide. And when working with these rectangle shapes, be sure to use your ruler and your lines to make sure everything is even and symmetrical. Then you can grab your seam gauge and your iron and do some hemming. So you want to hem the sides first, folding over 1/4 inch and then folding over a second time. And then for the top and the bottom edge, you only want to fold it down once. And when you're doing this, make sure your fabric is wrong side facing up and you're making the folds onto the wrong side. To make the pocket, you just want to fold your fabric up 1/4 inch with your fabric wrong side up and just iron that flat. And now that you have this piece, you can sew all the way around the edge. When you get to the corner, you just want to put your needle down, lift up your presser foot, rotate that fabric, and keep on sewing. And I'm going to place this pocket about 1 inch from the side edge and about 2 inches from the bottom edge. Add a couple pins to hold it in place while you sew, and then sew around the sides and the bottom, leaving the top unsewn. So to sew on the pocket, you want to use a top stitching thread, and I'm going to try this trick where you can use 2 spools of thread through one needle, and that can make a top stitching effect. And you can see a pretty big difference here. The top line is what it looks like with 2 threads, and then the bottom is what it looks like with just 1. And if you want another little spot here, maybe for a pencil, just take your ruler and measure 1 inch from the edge, and then just make a straight line so you have a nice guide to sew another line here. Now you should have a large rectangle piece that looks like this, and you want to flip the fabric over so you have the right side. And then take your notebook and open it up to one of the middle pages. Place that in the middle, and you're going to fold over the flaps. And try to measure this so that it's even on both sides. And then grab some clips or pins and pin along that fold. Now you want to sew along these 4 corners here, here, and then the 2 corners along the top. And if you have some matching fold over elastic that you want to add along the edge to keep the book closed, you can do that now, and just do that by adding the elastic here and sewing it inside the seams. You also might want to pull the elastic slightly here if you want it nice and tight. You can see when we turn this right side out that this hem here that we only folded over once is going to be folded over again and be a nice clean finish. And you can use a large knitting needle to poke out the corners. And then you can insert the notebook inside the cover like this. And the fold over elastic should come around to the front, and now the right side is facing up. To add the ribbon, first you want to fold your notebook cover in half and mark the center point. We're going to use this beautiful pink satin 1-inch ribbon. You want it to cover the spine and then have some excess for the bookmark. And this ends up being around 30 inches. So you want to fold the end of the ribbon and then line it up with the line that you drew and clip it into place. Try not to use pins because it can leave permanent holes in the ribbon. And then you just want to sew along both edges of the ribbon and then sew across here in line with your other stitches on the top and the bottom. And again, if you would like, you can stop here, or you can use that same trick that we did before, adding 2 threads into the same needle and then top stitch over these lines here, and then that will give a nice top stitch effect to kind of match your pocket. So now we have one last step, and that is to seal the edge of the ribbon so that it does not fray. And to do this, you're just going to use a lighter or a match. Carefully run the flame along the ribbon and you can see that it will melt the fabric, and then the ribbon will be sealed and it won't fray. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this video, and if you want to see more sewing tutorials, subscribe to this channel and give this video a like, and happy sewing!